What animal do you picture when you think of the holidays, of magic, of a sleigh flying through a moonlit winter sky? For millions, it's this one, the reindeer, an icon of endurance, a symbol of the untamed North. We've woven them into our stories and songs, turning them into beloved characters. We think we know them, but what if I told you that the real story of the reindeer is far more incredible than any myth? What if I told you they can see a spectrum of light invisible to our eyes? That their knees click with every step for a very specific life or death reason, and that this ancient survivor, an animal that has walked the earth for over 500,000 years, is now facing a threat that could erase it from the planet. Today, we're peeling back the layers of legend to uncover the truth about one of the world's most fascinating creatures. This is a story of incredible adaptation, an ancient partnership with humanity, and a modern struggle for survival on thinning ice. And trust me, you'll never look at a reindeer the same way again. To understand the reindeer, you have to understand its world, the Arctic, a place of extremes where survival is a full-time job. For hundreds of thousands of years, Rangifer tarandus, that's their scientific name, has thrived here. In North America, we call the wild populations caribou, while in Eurasia, they're reindeer. They are the same species, but their relationship with humans has created two different stories. The reindeer is a masterpiece of evolution. Let's start with their coat. It's not just fur, it's a high-tech thermal suit. They have a dense, woolly undercoat for insulation, but the magic is in the outer layer. Each hair is hollow. This traps air, creating an incredibly effective barrier against the cold. It's so good. A reindeer can be perfectly comfortable at temperatures of -40°C. It also makes them surprisingly buoyant, helping them swim across frigid rivers during their epic migrations. Then, there are the hooves. In the summer when the ground is soft and boggy, their foot pads are spongy, providing extra grip. But as winter approaches, a remarkable transformation happens. The pads shrink and tighten, exposing the sharp rim of the hoof, which they use to dig through snow and ice for food. They essentially have their own all-terrain tires that change with the seasons. These hooves also spread out wide, acting like snowshoes to keep them from sinking into deep snow. This digging, or cratering, is their key to finding their favorite food, lichen, buried beneath the winter blanket. But maybe their most extraordinary adaptation is their vision. We see the world in a rainbow of colors. Reindeer see that, plus something more, ultraviolet light. Why? In the stark white landscape of the Arctic, things can be hard to spot. But certain things, like the lichen they eat and the urine of predators like wolves, absorb UV light, making them appear dark against the reflective snow. They can literally see their food, and their enemies, in a way we can't even imagine. It's a secret world, visible only to them. And you know that song, Up on the Housetop, click, click, click? Well, the lyricist was onto something. Reindeer knees really do click. A tendon in their knee slips over the bone with each step, making a distinct clicking sound. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Scientists believe this acts as a form of communication. In a blizzard with zero visibility, a herd can stay together just by following the sound of each other's clicks. It's their own biological sonar system. And one last thing that separates them from almost every other deer species, the antlers. Both males and females grow them. Male reindeer use their large antlers to compete for mates in the autumn, and they shed them by early winter. But the females, they keep theirs all winter long. This gives them an advantage, allowing them to defend the best feeding spots from the now antlerless males to ensure they have enough energy for their spring calves. It's a brilliant strategy. So, we have this incredibly adapted animal, but the reindeer story takes a unique turn with the arrival of humans. For at least 3,000 years, and possibly much longer, various indigenous peoples of the Arctic, like the Sámi of Scandinavia and the Nenets of Siberia, have been herding reindeer. This isn't farming as we know it, it's a semi-wild relationship, a partnership. Herders follow the reindeer on their natural migrations, guiding them away from danger and towards the best pastures. In return, the reindeer provide everything: meat, milk, warm hides for clothing and shelter, and tools carved from bone and antler. Before snowmobiles, they were the original all-terrain vehicle, pulling sleds across vast distances. This relationship is so deep, it has shaped entire cultures. The Sámi calendar is based on the life cycle of the reindeer. Their language has hundreds of words to describe reindeer, their fur, their age, and the condition of the snow. This isn't just about livestock, it's a spiritual and cultural symbiosis. Through this millennia-long partnership, humans did influence the reindeer. Herders would select for certain traits, animals that were a bit calmer, better sled pullers, or produce more milk. This is a subtle form of domestication, creating a reindeer that is distinct from its wild caribou cousins, but still deeply connected to its wild instincts. It's a bond built on mutual respect and dependence, a dance between human guidance and wild freedom. For thousands of years, this dance worked beautifully, but today, the music is changing, and the dance is becoming dangerously unstable. The greatest threat to the reindeer and the ancient cultures that depend on them isn't a predator they can see with their UV vision. It's something far more pervasive: climate change. The Arctic is warming at least 3 times faster than the rest of the planet, and this is tearing the reindeer's world apart. Their survival is built on the predictability of the seasons, but those seasons are now in chaos. The most devastating phenomenon is called rain-on-snow events. Historically, the Arctic winter was cold and dry. But now warmer air holds more moisture, leading to winter rain. When this rain hits the snow and then freezes, it forms a thick, impenetrable layer of ice. The reindeer, with their specialized hooves, can dig through soft snow, but they can't break through solid ice. Beneath that ice is all their winter food. In 2013, a single rain-on-snow event in Siberia led to the starvation of 61,000 reindeer. These mass starvation events are becoming more frequent and more severe across the entire Arctic. Entire herds are being wiped out in a single season. The numbers are staggering. Some wild reindeer and caribou populations have declined by over 50% in just the last 2 decades. We're talking about the loss of millions of animals. It's not just the ice. The changing climate is also altering the very vegetation they eat. The lichen they depend on is slow growing and is being crowded out by faster growing shrubs that are marching north as the climate warms. Their food source is literally disappearing from under their hooves. At the same time, their world is shrinking. Infrastructure development, roads, railways, pipelines, wind farms is slicing through their ancient migration routes. These are barriers the reindeer are reluctant or unable to cross. It fragments their habitat, cutting them off from critical feeding and calving grounds. Herders now speak of bad pastures, areas that are too noisy, too developed, or fenced off. The vast open tundra that defined their existence is becoming a maze of obstacles. This isn't just an inconvenience. It can be a death sentence, blocking them from the resources they need to survive. The story of the reindeer is a powerful mirror. For thousands of years, our relationship with them was localized, sustainable, and mutually beneficial. Indigenous herders worked with the animal's nature, not against it. It was a model of coexistence. But now, the actions of the entire global community are overwhelming that ancient balance. The climate change driven by our collective industrial activity, thousands of miles away, is creating starvation events in the Arctic. The resources we demand, oil, gas, minerals, are fueling development that carves up their homeland. We've pushed this incredibly resilient survivor to the brink. The animal that conquered the Ice Age is being defeated by the Industrial Age. And in doing so, we're not just threatening a species, we are threatening to erase the cultures that are interwoven with it. When a Sámi herder loses their herd, they don't just lose their livelihood, they lose their identity, their connection to their ancestors, their place in the world. This isn't just a sad story about a faraway animal, it's a critical lesson about our own interconnectedness with the natural world. It shows how our modern way of life has consequences that ripple across the globe, landing hardest on the most vulnerable ecosystems and communities. The reindeer isn't just a victim of climate change, it's a messenger, a clicking, UV-seeing, antler-wearing messenger from the front lines of our warming planet. The question is, are we listening? The future of the reindeer is not yet written. There is still hope. Researchers are working to understand the impacts of climate change, and conservation groups are fighting to protect critical habitats. Indigenous communities are combining traditional knowledge with modern technology to adapt to these new challenges, fighting to keep their culture and their animals alive. But they can't do it alone. The fate of the reindeer is tied to the fate of the global climate. The most meaningful thing we can do is support broader action on climate change. This means making conscious choices in our own lives, advocating for policies that reduce emissions, and supporting a transition to sustainable energy. You can also support organizations that work directly with Arctic communities and reindeer conservation. We'll put some links in the description for you to explore. The story of the reindeer is a complex one, a tale of magic, science, and a partnership that now hangs in the balance. It forces us to think about our responsibility, not just to the animals we've mythologized, but to the people and ecosystems that are paying the price for our modern world. And that brings us to our question for you today. Given the deep ancient cultural connection between humans and reindeer, who do you think bears the greater responsibility for securing their future, the indigenous herders who live with them, or the global community whose actions impact their environment from afar? There's no easy answer, but we'd love to read your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start a real conversation about this. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the animal kingdom. Click the notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration. Thank you for watching.